Father's Day. So what I want to do real quick, because like I said, today's show is not going to be too long. I want to bring on a couple fathers because, like I said, it's all about fathers. And so I got a couple cats in the waiting deal, so I'm going to admit both of them in here really quick. And so we want to just talk about, take a minute or two just to talk about fathers and what it means to be a father, especially in this day and age. And like I said, not take too long because, like I said, I mean, it is Father's Day, and just how important fathers is. And I want to, before we get, first I want to say what's up. I see my brother-in-law. What's up, D?
What's going on, man?
Man, good to see you. And of course, then I got my brother down here, Mr. Marcus. What's up, man?
What up?
Yeah, of course, your nephew's over here, doing the most. So, before we get into it, brothers, I want to show a video, just a video clip, and I think this will kind of set up. Like I said, I want to spend probably 10, 15 minutes, but I want to show a clip. You'll already know when I play it. You will already know what it is. It's about a 3-4 minute clip. I want to show it for everybody to watch, and then we can kind of expound on that because it's about basically talking about fathers. So what I'm going to do here, we'll go ahead. I'm going to share the page, and we're going to make this happen. And let's see here. Indeed, make sure we got the sound on popping. All right. Here we go. All right.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
Okay.
Lou, if you walk out of Will's life now, don't you ever come back.
Sit down.
I ain't got time for no lecture.
I said sit down, Lou. You know, Will was doing just fine until you showed up. But now that you're back, you have responsibilities to him.
Look, we're still gonna take the trip.
Oh, bull! Bull! Will is not a coat that you hang in the closet, then pick it up when you're ready to wear it. His life goes on. He's not supposed to be here for you. You're supposed to be here for him.
You get off my back! You think I want this? It just happened! Now, when Will was a baby, I was scared.
Cut the crap, all right? Cut it. Because I've been there. But I didn't run out on my family. I was there every day for them because that's what a man does.
Fine, Philip. You win. You the man. You a better man than me. You happy? Now, you gonna tell Will or not?
I'm not going to do your dirty work for you.
Fine. I'll call him from the road.
Yeah, then why don't you do that?
Yeah, I'll do that. Daddy out! What's up? Will, I'm glad you're here. Some business came up I gotta handle. So we're gonna have to put our trip on hold. You understand?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Just for a couple of weeks.
I understand.
Yeah. Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, whatever.
Look, I'll call you next week and we'll iron out the details. Okay?
Yeah.
It was great seeing you, son.
You too, Lou.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Will.
You know what? Actually, this works out better for me. You know, the slimmies of summer come to class wearing next to nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Will, it's all right to be angry.
Hey, well, why should I be mad? I'm saying at least he said goodbye this time. I just wish I hadn't wasted my money buying this stupid present.
I'm sorry. If there was something that I...
Hey, you know what? You ain't got to do nothing, Uncle Phil. Hey, ain't like I'm still 5 years old, you know? Ain't like I'm gonna be sitting up every night asking my mom, when's Daddy coming home, you know? Who needs him? Hey, he wasn't there to teach me how to shoot my first basket, but I learned, didn't I? Hey, I got pretty damn good at it too, didn't I, Uncle Phil? Got through my first day without him, right? I learned how to drive, I learned how to shave, I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. To hell with him! I ain't need him then, and I don't need him now.
Will.
Nah, you know what, Uncle Phil? I'm gonna get through college without him. I'm gonna get a great job without him. I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey, and I'm having me a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell don't need him for that, because ain't a damn thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids. How come he don't want me, man?
Brothers, that was the most heaviest Fresh Prince of Bel-Air ever aired. I mean,
tell Marcus he's muted. He's muted.
Oh, Marcus, we can't hear you. Unmute yourself. I'll let me tell him to unmute. Can't hear you.
Oh, I wasn't talking. I was.
Oh, okay. So, no, like we were saying, bruh, that I would tell you, for me, we deal with father. I mean, I'll just skip to the end. Hearing Will, just spit everything out, talking about I don't need you, this and that and the other. To me, that was all a cover up. That was all, because the critical statement was at the very end. Why doesn't he want me? That is, bruh, that is heavy. And I was talking to my father about that, because it's different when it comes to fathers than mothers. And this is no shade away. It's not a shade or anything. It's just it's like I said, it's no better or worse. It's just different. And so, being fathers, like I said, this is the father edition of RSS. D, you got 3 young men. Me and my brother, we got 2 youngsters.
Yeah.
And so we got all the different spectrums. So why don't we talk about what we saw here and just transition on, as in fatherhood and what it is. So D, why don't you go first?
Well, man, first, happy Father's Day to my brothers. I love you guys, man. And
That's right.
I'm truly, man, just excited to be on your show. That particular scene, every time that has played, it just goes through me.
Yeah.
For probably a number of different reasons, and not for one that probably people might think. My dad was my hero. Grew up in the house with my dad till I was, 13 years old. And then we had a 3-year stint when him and my parents split, him and my mom. And then I went back with him at 16. So, all the way through. But just that scene again probably depicts a large percentage of men in our community. The part that you brought out, Michael, also depicts a large percentage of our men in our community who hide behind other things to cover up that hurt, because that's what we do. Right. So that's where sometimes the womanizing, that's where sometimes the some anger towards, because we don't know. We don't know. I write a lot. I have a movie that's based upon, I wouldn't tell anybody his story, but it's based upon Shaq's story. It's called The Other Side of the Story. Okay. Because Shaq, you guys may know, made a comment about his, Phil Harrison being his father. He had a song back in the day, my biological
didn't bother. Yep, I remember. Yep. Yeah.
And I felt like it wasn't fair, because I always go, you never hear, if you grow up with mama, you only hear mama's side. And you only hear how bad Pops was, how no good he was. You only hear one side sometimes. And so I felt like, well, Shaq, your father was on drugs. There was, and he said many times I tried to get in contact. Well, at that time that I got clean, I'm sorry it happened to be when you became Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball great at LSU. I just got clean. You know what I mean? I can't tell you that I didn't get clean when you was 8. I was still doing drugs when you were
Yeah.
10, 11. Now, by the time you 17, 18, 19, coming into being this superstar, I get clean. I didn't get clean because of that. I got clean because I was trying to clean up my life. And I just
Right.
wanted a relationship with you, didn't want no money or anything. So, that is tough. That's tough. Now, in that scene, him having his father come and then break his heart again, we
Right.
got a lot of that, man, and that's rough. Um, I will tell you this because I'll let my brother Marcus go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I thank God for my boys every single day. But this is one of the toughest times in my life that I never would have thought of being a father. I probably worry like a woman. I'm, when they talk overprotective, I want to protect my boys,
Mm-hmm.
along with educating my boys with what's going on around them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to shield them from being angry, but being intelligent. Don't be angry, be intelligent about what you see and what's going on. But this is a very, as I say to you guys with my nephews, being young men, pour in because you as men, uh, I have a 19, a 18, and a 16. When they leave your house, you will always wonder, did I put enough? Did I teach him this? Did I teach him that? And it's scary. And
Mm.
so, God fearing men, your father taught you right. You know how to pray. You know what to do. But even in that, fear tries to grip you because you know what's out there. We grew up different.
Right.
Our times were different.
Right.
My boys I tease them, they have no street sense. The stuff I saw by the time by the time uh, I was 19, the things that I saw, Isaiah has never seen. Isaac has
Mm.
never seen.
Yep.
Ian has never seen. So I wouldn't change my life,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say, man, I just want to give my boys and thank God that I want to make sure I give them a proper balance for life
Right.
because it's crazy out here, man. But being a father today can be scary. It's joyous, um, and I love it, man. I just love being a dad, and I thank God for the father that I had, who passed in 2014, 15, and I will tell you, uh, if I can be as half as dad as he was, I'd be great because he was an awesome dude, man. He was man. I thought about him today, and I was like, just an awesome dude. So where I get that drive to just want to see these young men, not only
Mm-hmm.
my sons,
Right.
it came from him, man. And all I want to say this. I'm sorry, Marcus. I want to say this. I thank God for every man He put in my life, even if you don't have a father.
Mm-hmm.
The times that I would go to the boys' club, the Mr. Lou Dantzler at Challengers Boys Club in L.A. When I come to Bakersfield, I hear about Mike Dallas and all the stuff that Mike Dallas did with guys. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
when I think of Ivory, who used to do basketball, Mr. Henderson,
Mm-hmm.
JR's
Yes, sir.
dad. You know what I mean? I was on the phone with Scott Chapman and talking about you, Mike, and Marcus and track. But you know what? God has a way of putting great men in your path. And because they're not your father, I would tell somebody, I don't know who listening, thank God for those men because those are how he sets you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had great men, great pastors, great ministers who helped shape my life along with my father. And so, man, kudos to Father's Day for even those guys that be like, man, I didn't have no son. Lou Dantzler at the Challengers Boys Club, Angelo Jackson, man, just countless older men who
Mm-hmm.
always pulled my coat. Mr. D, who told me, you too cocky on that basketball court. Let me tell you about Raymond Lewis. You know who that is? I was like, nah, who is that? And then he told me stories about Raymond Lewis. And so great men like your father who just pour into you that you might pour into your sons and other dudes in the community, man. So,
Yeah.
hey, man, count it a blessing to be a father. It's just a blessing, you know, to be a father.
And that's good word, man. That's good word.
Yeah.
Marcus. Gotta unmute. There we go. Wait a minute.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
I can't do it like DJ does it. He's the apostle, you know, putting in that work. But you know, one of the things that I have to say is, and I think this just exemplifies, you know, our father, me and Turbo, or Mike's father, is, you know, we're doing good. You know, when I look at, you know, my brother's kids, you know, Lucy or Lulu and Ellis, you know, and I see how he's doing, you know, it inspires me. But particularly with the video, two things that stood out to me, and I got a different take out of it. And it was kind of something I posted on Facebook. But when the father said son, but the son said, yeah, Lou. Now that was very deep right there, because it was perfect. Something that I posted that my dad has said to me before, which the statement is, I am not your father because I say I'm your father. I'm your father because you say I'm your father. That was an eye opener right there.
Right. Yeah.
The father called him son, but the son did not recognize or respect or regard him as father. That was the real indictment in the whole thing. It fundamentally comes down to there was no relationship. The pain is, hey, why isn't he here for me? That's kind of like the side deal. The real root is there's no relationship. It's the real way, why weren't you here?
Right.
And I think about, and I'll end it on this, there was a movie, and I'm gonna make a particular point about it. There was a movie, it was the last movie that Aaliyah, the R&B artist, was in. It was a horror film called Queen of the Damned.
Remember
that movie, Queen of the Damned? There was a guy, Lestat, you know, and, who was a musician, and he got bitten. He basically got taken into the life by another vampire. He didn't have a choice. Well, he was all angry about actually becoming a vampire. He basically was against it all, and he wanted to live his own life. He finally met up 100 years later with the guy who actually turned him. The guy who turned Lestat made this statement, and here's the point I'm going to make. He told Lestat, this is not the time to settle old scores. And this is the statement that Lestat said. Now, keep in mind, you know, vampires essentially live forever. They don't die.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get them across.
And
he says, he made this statement. He says, vampires, we don't settle scores. We harbor them. We harbor them. I'm living. Yeah. I can't deal with it because it's always going to be with me.
Right.
And I think that's a lot of things that, and without fathers, I can't speak on it. You know, sometimes growing up, you feel bad because you see others that don't have what you have. And then at the same time, because you have what you have, you feel the pressure that you should do better and that you can't make mistakes and you don't have a reason to make mistakes and you have no reason. I mean, my dad is real good. He won't say you can't make mistakes, but he will say, hey, you didn't learn that from me. So that's one thing my pops does. He'll say, hey, if it's something he really is indignant about that he doesn't agree with, hey, you didn't learn that from me. Right. But to cap it off, to go back to you, Mike, is fatherhood is work. It's a wonderful work. It is. It is. It draws out the best in you. At least for me, what fatherhood has helped me with, it helped me see the things that aren't important less important. And the things that are critical, the stakes are high. because they look at you. They depend upon you for strength, comfort, correction. I can get in my son's tail.
I know you can get
And
in.
that boy will come back in a minute and be apples and peaches and
Yeah.
hug on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just as quick as I give discipline, the
Right.
love, he don't even charge against me. That's what daddy does.
And then you kind of feel kind of bad, and then I feel kind of bad that I just busted him. I'm like, oh,
yeah, because they know they want to see that. Kids even know when they cutting up and they want to get rebuked. Like, yeah, they know they acted up. So, all right, boy, I'm gonna tune you up like a piano.
Hey, Marcus, you are telling the truth. I heard a kid say one day, "I wish I had a dad to get on me like your dad gets on you." And it didn't resonate until like later, like really, like they want to be corrected so they go the right way. You know what I mean? The other thing, Marcus said something. He almost went and preached on me there. I had to catch me. I got to catch me. And he brought up something, and he took me right to the scripture. When he said Will didn't recognize him as father, he called him Luke.
Yes. Yep.
And it brought me to the rich young ruler,
right?
Who said, "Rabbi," or "Father."
Right.
What must I do? And then one minute he said, "Well, you call me Rabbi, you call me Father. Nobody's good but the Father." Like he understood you trying to, and you said it. There was no relationship.
There it is.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest part of why you see a lot of men, and I won't just say black men, period,
right,
who don't have a father. They do not have that male to male. What I'm looking at right now with Lee Ellis sitting in your lap, he will remember that. Your son, Marcus, will remember when daddy goes to work.
Yep.
My sons will remember the van rides to all these colleges. They remember that. And when you don't have that, that's tough, man. That becomes the part. And so I think as we, leaving this Father's Day, remember that when you talk to those brothers who say, I grew up, because in some senses, here's where I'll say I don't like us using it today as a way to say I'm the reason I am. I didn't have a daddy. Well, come on, bruh. Your mama took you to the church to be around them brothers and people for a reason. So sometimes you don't have that excuse. But remember, they do have the fact that they didn't have that relationship, and it's nothing that can replace the relationship, man. I walk around and smile. I'll say something my dad said 30 years ago and crack up laughing.
Like, I can't believe I just said that.
Hey, man,
or saying stuff to your sons that your dad said to you, and I'm like, dude, what? I can't believe I just went there. I can't believe that.
Hey, same thing make you laugh and make you cry. Oh, yeah, there's a soft behind.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I sound like Harvey Jernigan. Lord.
But like I said, to kind of wind this out, like I said, and seeing some folks. Hey, Raquel, I want to say what's up. Some folks checking in. My man Rob, man, happy Father's Day to everybody checking in and whatnot. I think the thing is like I was talking to my dad, and I'm gonna post that just to let you guys know. I'm gonna post some snippets on our YouTube page on RSS. I had a 30-minute conversation with my dad, but I'm gonna snip it down to 5 minutes because we talked about a lot. But one of the things I told him is that when I was going through, my wife was going through our last pregnancy with Lucy, and my daughter was premature. She was born at 29 weeks, and so she was in the NICU, y'all, for 2 months. And so my wife had preeclampsia, and basically her life was in jeopardy. Not only my daughter's life, but her life. And so me being the father, whatnot, my wife knows me. Look, I'm going to be focused. We're going to get through this. You know, and the thing about it is, when you have victories, all you do is you look back at your past victories to help you get through your next victories. And but either way, we got through it. We got through it. Lucy turns 3 in about a week, and
Amen.
I told my dad this. I said one of the best things he told me up to date is once all that stuff was settled, he told me, and I told him this today because I've never told him this. He told me that, he said, Michael, I'm proud of you on how you held your family together, and was just on point, just how I navigated the whole thing. Because, dude, it was, y'all don't understand, going to hospital every day for over 2 months, and just dealing with, it was more than 2 months because my wife was in the hospital before then. And so it was just a lot of stuff being waiting, and still having to, he still was, had to deal with him and his regular schedule, and dealing with mom. And then it was just a lot, dude. But it was like, I look back onto how my dad, Marcus, how he dealt with mom and her struggles before she passed or whatnot, and how dad was steadfast, and how he was like, dude, he was like an unmovable rock, dude. Like, this is it. And so I told him, dude, he was my example, dude. That was it. And so it was easy to model that over into my own marriage, onto my own family, to help us get through a situation that was dire. But now, like I said, we look back at it now, we laugh about it, and your wife laugh about it, and and this and that and the other. But I told my dad I appreciate that, because it's like he told me, it's about legacy. And just like you're telling about your sons and my nephews, that what you're building with them is going to create the legacy of the Jernigan name. Like with me and my brother, is going to create the legacy of the Johnson name with Junior and my son here, Lee.
Hey, man,
that's what it's all about.
Me and Scott Chapman stayed on the phone 4 hours talking about the Johnson legacy, cracking me up, man. He's telling me stories. Yeah. Hey, but let me tell you something, Mike. You said, and before you go, there is nothing in the world greater than your father saying what your father said to you. When my dad said,
dude,
I'm proud of you.
Dude, now look, I was 48. Listen, I was 48 years old. It was like I was 12, bruh. And like I told him, and this is no shade, I said, my mother has told me that before, that I'm proud of you, and it means a lot. But I told you, it's just different.
No,
I'm not saying it's better. It's, am I right, D? And you see you shaking. It's bruh, it's just different when it comes from your father.
My father said that to me twice, 2 times. When I married my wife, he said, boy, you couldn't have picked a better woman. I'm proud of you. And when I had the boys, he looked at him, he said, man, the things you're doing. I melted. You talk about being 12. I might have been 6.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo.
That affirmation, man.
But I think we go through life. Now imagine that we go through life wanting to hear that. Because we have some fathers that let us know when we wasn't doing right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Pull your coattail. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So when he told me I was proud of you, come on, man. There ain't nothing I can do. There's nothing I can't do.
Yeah.
I can make, and that is so, is so parallel with Christ.
It's like, dude, if I can do that, if he tells me that, dude, ain't nothing on this earth that I can't accomplish. Period in the story. Period.
Parents say, I'm looking for you. Where were you at? He was talking to the doctor. He said, why would you have us looking for you? He said, listen, Mom, talking to Joseph and Mary, I always do the things that please my Father. When we can please that man, done deal.
Well, one of the things I was going to say too is and not to get deep spiritually, but
hard not to.
The sons are the testimony of the Father.
Absolutely.
They're the testimony of the Father. So when the Father begins to testify to the Son, then the sons emulate what the testimony is that the Father says. What do I mean by that? If you look now, I'm just look, we already know everybody that watches this is not a believer, but you do understand logic. If you look at the word testy, okay, testy, Greek word, comes from the word testy. We know the human anatomy, testicles, that's where the seed comes from.
Yeah.
But it also is the subword of that. That word comes from testimony. It means to bear record or witness. So when you say, ooh, that's his baby. That's his baby. That's your kid. It's a record. It's bearing record. That's where you get it. It comes from testify, testimony, to bear record. So when the seed giver speaks to the seed, it's a reflection of what you're supposed to be. So that's why we straighten up when a father says, boy, you doing all right. They, Mike knows our dad has a certain way of showing that attention.
He does.
There's gentle ways and then there's firm ways. And, depending on the element in the situation, because many times I done called him in the heat of the battle. Boy, you going to be all right. He'll laugh. He'll laugh. Keep living.
Yeah.
He'll laugh.
There it is.
And then what he'll do, he'll date 2-3 days later. Hey, boy, you all right? What's going on?
Yeah.
Check it in on you. My pops will kick the tires, and he'll wait. He'll have an hour conversation with you to hear one word to jump in the mix. There, that's what I was waiting for. That part right there. He'll skim the water, and you'll give one little nugget to Bro D. I want to talk about that. What do you, because he's a real. If he's watching this, he's probably laughing he'll like, wait, hold on. What did you mean by that? No, go back to that.
Yep.
Hey, Marcus, my dad had a saying about me. He said, "You slow, but you show." He said, "You slow, but you show. You will get it after a while."
Yeah.
You slow.
Like my pops, he get them little cocktail weenie hands. You gonna remember this old man. You gonna remember this dinosaur. You better listen.
Yep.
Miss me when I'm gone.
That's
it.
Listen
to this old man.
That's right.
Keep living.
Yep. Keep living. Keep living.
Keep living.
That's it.
Keep living. It just turned off. But hey, real quick, God love for you, DJ. God love for you, Mike. These babies got a dinner ready for me.
Oh, I hear you. No. That's why I'm looking at. I'm gonna be leaving here, going to the kitchen too. Oh yeah.
I gotta have my parade. The kids done made dinner for me.
Mine came home. My mom and my sister came. They fried me fish. I'm gonna go ahead and get this fish.
Bruh, come on now.
Well.
That's how we finna do it. Man, appreciate y'all coming on RSS, man. Father's Day edition. Love both of y'all, man.Ll see you soon, okay?
All right, later.
All right.
Bye,
Definitely.
All right.
All right. So, once again, it's the Father's Day edition. Want to appreciate my brother-in-law and DJ, of course, and then my brother Marcus coming on. We just, candidly talking about fathers. And so, with that, hey, we're going to get up out of here. Just let you know, we'll be back in effect next Sunday as usual at 7 o'clock. My man, like I said, Lou Alcindor will be back with me. Like I said, he's out today attending with his mom, some personal business, and so, gave him the night off or whatnot. But we'll be back next week, and I'm going to tell you what we're attacking next week. We are going in, I think a few weeks ago, we had dealt with the top 10 male R&B groups of all time. Man, that was a great show. It was really awesome. So now we're about to flip it come next week. Next Sunday at 7, we're going to come at you with the top 10 all-time female groups, R&B groups. Woo-wee! Some saying it might be easier. I don't know, man. I mean, it's a lot. So we're talking all-time. I'm talking going back to, back to the 60s all the way to the current time. Okay, so top 10. So once again, join us next week. And like I said, chime in. If you think we're going to be wrong, definitely. You can go on our YouTube page. You can check the top 10 R&B male groups of all time. We have that on the Real Spit Show on YouTube. Like I said, go on there, check it out, subscribe, and everything. A couple other things, a couple other house cleans before we get ready to get up out of here. Our Facebook page is going to be going up this week, so definitely want to go on there and like that. And then our Instagram is going to be going up. So definitely we're getting our platforms all up around so that way you can stay engaged, be involved with us, and as we continue to grow, continue to move, and we're definitely here for you, the people. So once again, I'm your man DJ Turbo, the Hellfighter Revelation Rider on a Father's Day here on RSS, the Will Spit Show. My son, my Thundercat, Lee Ellis. You want to say anything before we get up out of here? Huh?
Hey everybody, bye everybody, bye.